We'll be fine.
Where's the doohickey?
Stream.
We're still missing one.
Yeah, I know. Nope, we're here. Just let me know when you're ready now.
Give me a second, I'm gonna hide some chorus just so it's not too annoying. Okay, that should be fine.
I got my engineer battle res all ready for you, Nestor.
God, we
Hopefully
better not need it.
I think all 5 of us have a battle res. Oh no, saved. Never mind. Okay, go for it. Okay.
So that means I can die 5 times, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're one of the battle reserves, so.
Ah!
All these guys here. I'll bring them all the way down.
Watch your step.
Remember, you can't interact with the cages when you're out of combat, so just gotta kill them.
Run.
Rage storm, just move out of the way.
Enrage.
So, yep. There it is. Tedious cackle.
Or killed him.
Careful out
You
there.
get these guys. Same guy as before, so just move out of melee and interrupt the thing.
Run. Enrage. Run.
Should do it now, there it is. Oh yeah, be careful, these guys do run away, so just kinda like the Morlocks on... Oh, was it Solia's Gambit? Yeah, just be careful they don't pull the rest. Same dude as before, except I think, yeah, the speaker has an annoying ass cast.
Watch your
I
step.
got the scourge.
Attack totem. Interrupt. Enrage. Interrupt. Run.
We're gonna ignore all these packs and just cut right through here. We're gonna go straight for these guys. Oh, by the way, if you see my camera kind of like
Watch your step.
lose focus or so, it's because of an add-on. Whenever I'm mounting, kind of focused on whenever I'm targeting. These don't do much except for one that fixates on an ally, so just be careful. We're gonna go right through the middle. Now they're the casters.
Interrupt. Attack totem. Enrage.
Watch out, Mr. Taking a lot of damage.
Because I'm not paying attention.
Don't have
Who
enough
the healer
cover.
is?
Yeah. Sorry, what's that, Golf?
Yeah, I had my thingamajig.
That's a good thing the healer's paying attention.
I had my word of glory. What am I following him for?
Oh, a little tip for pallies, or prop pallies
Attack
specifically.
totem.
Be careful with those bouncing shields.
Enrage.
They will pick up extra packs in some bits in this dungeon. So, might not be the safest bet to use it always.
Interrupt.
Okay, so the trash. Oh no, we got one more. Nice. Same guys before, spinny, interrupt.
Run. Enrage.
Okay, so bosses. I believe it's Hacklaw, the one that leaps at allies and fixates on them. I believe.
Gashtooth.
That was Gashtooth.
Yeah. Rhea or Hacklaw spins,
Uh-huh.
and Trick Totem puts down a totem. Everybody has to change to DPS.
Yep. And then there's a pretty big healing interrupt on Trick Totem, so just keep that in mind. It's a long ass cast, but still. And then I believe it's when Hacklaw or when Gashtooth, whenever they put an arrow on somebody's head, whenever they're gonna charge, tanks have to be in the middle. So if you got the arrow on you, don't just fully run away and book it. Otherwise, the tank is gonna have to be repositioning and chasing you. Just try to stay close by, just so the tank knows where they can stand. And I think that's it. Am I missing anything?
Gashtooth is going to jump behind you as well and just start backstabbing. You'll have to move away from him.
Okay. Okay, I think that's it.
Who's first?
I'm gonna keep an eye on Trick Totem for the interrupt. But I believe we focus on Gashtooth.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Trick Totem. Okay.
Gaster first.
Mm-hmm.
Field of force.
That's just an earth ball. Doesn't really matter too much.
Interrupt.
That's the healing interrupt. That marked the butcher. That's the one that focuses on somebody. You got another heals here in a second. There it is. He should do the charge here in a second. Incapacitated. There it is. Just stand still. The tank can go to the arrow. Nice and easy.
Field of force.
Let's see if we can see the arrow one more time. Just stop DPS. Just entirely. Let's see. Let's mark out the butcher. The AoE, just move out. No. Moving towards you. Come on, do the thing. I'm gonna get incapacitated here. There it is. The arrow. For healers, I believe you have to dispel that, by the way, so keep an eye. There it is.
Field of force.
gonna make a hard right here. Just gonna be pulling stuff along the way. These trees, these big ones are fiends, whatever they're called. Pretty annoying, just knife them. Some trash. Couple of swirlies when I move along, dying. Okay. I think it's the shapers that have a root. Let's see. Not that.
Attack totem.
I know, touch of the K, yeah, that's good. No, the shapers. Make sure it's one trip thing. Okay. My time in this bit can really get out of control. So, show those shields bouncing in AoE. Just keep an eye on the casters, the lowest rollies on the ground.
Attack totem.
That burst of decay from these guys, from the rot stingers. Somebody, don't know if it's always the same, but we'll get a green circle. You can either move out or just interrupt the cast. Interrupt them might just be easier.
Watch your step.
Out of the storm.
Interrupt.
And necrotic breath,
Attack
I believe, is a randomly targeted frontal. You might just want to grab that.
Watch your step.
Storms, breath.
Watch your step.
There it is.
Watch your step.
Okay. This dude, frontal with a knockback. Tanks, just be careful not to be too close to the edges, otherwise you can get knocked out and he will reset. So just gotta stay close to the middle. Whenever he, oh, never mind. Whenever
fine.
he, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, you know what? Let's run it. So that's the frontal. Should reset here in a second. There we go. Whenever he stands still and casts, what's it called? Blah, blah, blah. Vine Whip? No. It's Doom, I think. Yeah, consume. Yeah, consume. Or grasping vines and then consume. The other cycling, just fight the pull, and only one person at a time should stay there to take the hit. Preferably somebody that is tanky, because I believe you get a dot on you. So you can't really take two at the same time. You see, it says blah, 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 this is the fluids. The next consume deals 200% more damage. So, I don't know, the tank can take the first one, then maybe some other person that is a bit tankier, and then the tank again, and then the other person, and so on and so on. Just rinse and repeat. Tanks, be careful not to aim the frontal of the party. And then I believe there's just swirlies to move out of? No, ads. Ads that spawn from those swirlies, just kill the ads. If you got dispels, have them ready. Well, this in Dire Dungeon, if you have dispels, the way to cleanse diseases or curses or whatever, just have them ready. Give your healer some help. I believe that's it. Let's see.
Some of the stuff here I can't clear.
No?
My purify won't do it. My mass dispel won't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not talented into dispel poison.
I can get some poisons.
That's the front though. You see how it's a knockback? If you're standing on the edge, kind of like here, and you get knocked out of it, you could reset the boss accidentally, so just keep that in mind. That's for the ads we're gonna put on.
Interrupt.
Nuke the ads, interrupt them. That's the seconding. Everybody out. I'm gonna stay inside. Consume, consume, consume. Good time to use defensives and self-heals. Another set of ads. I think he's gonna do the frontal for the ads again. Let's see. Yep, there it is.
Interrupt.
Gonna get another seconding. A Sif, if you can take it. Says you got the level. Everybody else fight it. Nice. He's gonna be taking a lot of damage. That's it. Let's kill him. Very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this guy to this side of the bridge, just so we're not fighting it on the bridge. Bit of a mini boss.
Shockwave. Run.
Right out of the whirlwind. Oh, the same as the ads we find at the beginning.
Shockwave.
Oops, it's front so you can move out of. I just didn't. Okay. I'm gonna be killing some vultures that pass through here. Where are they? Were they later? Ah, that was later. That was later.
You gonna go up to the right, or are you gonna go straight
Yep.
through?
Yeah, we're gonna do a full skip, so we're just gonna be hugging the wall. Super,
got it,
super.
got it.
Oh, boy. This part we're just gonna be skipping just because of annoyingness. Okay. Just hug the wall. Keep hugging. And we jump down here. Don't think we needed those. Nope. Now the bear and the vultures.
Interrupt.
There we go. Okay, the boss spawns dogs, adds periodically. You can use the traps that he spawns on players' feet to trap them. Oh. Everywhere, no. Just move out, move out. Those are the traps.
Interrupt.
Should reset here in a second.
Spread.
A line of sight here on this one. Okay. Just hug this tree. There we go. The Master's Call, that ability, it's a pretty quick cast. Make sure to interrupt that. Kill the ads because they're going to be chasing random people and they're annoying. And frontal. Be careful, you can fall off, by the way, on here. So just don't stand, don't have your back against that. Just have your back facing the cave or whatever. And I think that's it. Traps. Okay. Right. You'll see a little green circly on your feet whenever the traps. Oh, or I think it's a circle. I think it's a circle on your feet wherever the traps spawn. And I think that's it, right? Master's Call, traps. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Just shooting random people. Those are the traps. That was a bad drop on my behalf. That's the knockback.
Interrupt.
That's why you don't want to stand there, you're gonna get knocked off.
Spread.
Traps. See another meat toss. Do it here in a second. That's the one. I believe, who is it? Nestor. Whoever's glowing red. We're gonna be chasing Nestor. Yeah, that's it. Now let's just kill her. So, traps. Whoever gets hit by the meat, you're gonna be chased, so just make sure they're running over the traps. Tanks knockback. That's pretty much it. We're gonna do a bit of a skip here coming up.
Interrupt.
So just stick close. I believe it's these guys, right? No, those we kill, right? Uh-huh. Oh boy.
It was a pat, kind of.
Run.
Rage stomps.
Enrage.
Wow. Okay. That guy, right? Which one? I have no idea. That guy, right? Yeah, okay.
And you got the mine suit.
Watch your step. Run. Enraged. Range 5.
Okay, the percentage anyways.
Not
Okay.
anymore.
Everything rots away in the
It can be cleansed, by the way.
control decay.
Careful with the poles on this part of the way.
Worskers coming from your there.
Watch your step. Run.
You're good.
Enrage. Impact.
Okay. So big on. So you're good. Okay. So, this boss fight. For the party, whenever you see the totem, nuke it. For the tank, it's kind of like the first boss in not Gambit. Well, in Tazavage, you know the first one, not Gambit, the other one. But you know, you're moving around the room because of the shield. Well, this one you're moving around the room, just keeping the boss. So like, you're gonna get hit by a frontal. Make sure you aim that away from the party. And wherever the frontal hits, so let's say frontal hits here, then I'm gonna be moving, let's say clockwise. I'm gonna be like in green, where the frontal hit is gonna be a big ass green cloud, right? The boss is gonna be like here. And that's the order you're just gonna be keeping when you're going around. So like, I'm in green, the boss is at skull, the cloud is at purple. Whenever you keep moving, I'm gonna be here, boss is gonna be here, cloud is gonna be here. Usually, if you do it right, the totem is gonna spawn on the opposite side, so it's gonna be here. So the party has time it takes from you to go from one side to the other to kill the totem. So for the party, just nuke the totem. And oh, by the way, you can dodge the frontal. Like she just fixates on one place and you can just move out. I think that's it. Ah. Oh, right. Yeah. Forgot. You get a big healing absorb shield, by the way. So, or debuff, you want to call it. So, make sure you have some self heals prepared. But I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, the K strike. This one. Absorbing healing taken. Yep. Okay. Let's give it a go. Give it a second. So, I'm gonna face her away to fade the frontal.
Watch your step.
That's the frontal, move out. That's the storm. Just gonna keep on moving.
Attack totem.
That's the totem. That's healing absorb. Totem.
Attack totem.
See, the party has time for in between. I take this to this side to the other to kill the totem. So just make sure you gotta kill that. Prioritize it.
Watch your step.
So keep on moving. Totem.
Attack totem.
Let's do one more totem. Healing absorb.
Attack
There's
totem.
totem. Circles. Just kind of spread. That's it. Let's move.
Watch your step.
That'd be nice.
Claim your withered bones. Your home.
Anybody have any questions? You? Okay. By the way,
Good here.
those in the party got a crit and reverse neck, if any of you want it. I think you're the only cloth wearer, Goth. Thank you.
It is
Oh,
good to
that's
see you
kind of
here.
nice. Nice. Okay, nobody have any questions? Nothing?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Let me roll my key.
Fair skies and strong winds.
Balls. I got a...
I got a Underrot 4.
God.
I have an Underrot 2.
It's the one place I'm... Yeah, no, it's the one place I don't want to do. And we have 4 keys.
Yeah, Underrot does suck. I just did it the other day with Wraith.
Balls. Sif, would you be willing to lead this? Clearly, we gotta run Underrot because son of a bitch Blizzard wants us to do so. Do you mind leading this? Because I'm not too familiar with it. Thank you. Okay, we have. Oh wait, you got yours, Sif, so we can do that. And Golf, you find still by healing?
Sure.
We got space for 2 DPSs then, so
I'll drop. I know
I
Farah
drop.
wanted to come in. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we got space for Farah and anybody else want a DPS?
Actually, I just want to get out of here. Is there an exit?
I think you
I
just got Earth.
stone.
I wanted to go talk to the Tusker lady. I got a story to tell her.
Oh, same. Oh,
Oh, I was going to wait until Tuesday on that one.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's tomorrow, isn't it?
yes.
I think so, yeah.
If
all day.
nobody else wants to DPS, let me just invite this. Swissy, Nestor, either or, want to come?
Go for it, Swissy.
I guess, yeah, sure, why not? I don't think I've done this one before.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I haven't either, but it doesn't sound like fun, so I'll let you do it.
Ah!
Definitely no.
Where is it?
The portal to the left from the 3.
Nazmir.
Uh-huh.
Don't do what I do. Like I did and jump off this podium, clicking your dragon, because you can't use your dragon here,
Oh,
and you die.
Summons incoming.
wait.
Okay. Peak of the Devil.
Do you know this one? It's the. He might have. Well, he might have a problem running that low key, looking for things that aren't there.
Question. Math.
Answer, Nas.
Could you tank it?
I can.
I think it might be best. Yeah, if you can tank it, since like I said, I have 0 to no clue of this place.
In other words,
Sure.
he has a total aversion to it.
Let me do this.
Yep, Sif, I'm gonna promote you leads. I am gonna leave the party. And those watching the stream, switch to 2Fs.
Good luck and have fun.
I'm
Oh yeah, screen extreme.
as well, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and buff up real quick.
Coming. So, kind of. These guys over here deal damage kind of like bursting. When they die, they do group damage, and this guy over here, these maggots, are going to have a frontal. If you stand in the frontal, you will die. Just plain and simple, and it does have a much longer range than what is telegraphed, so try to stun it or just get out of the frontal. Generally, the path I've been taking that finds the best is I'm going to go skull, just pull all this stuff over to the over to yellow there, and just skip that maggot altogether, since he seems to kill just about everybody. And then on the very far end, we need to get all of the Dark Reconstruction and Gift of Gahun casts on the priests. These Blood Matrons, so that guy right there will be charging a random player at range. If they do charge to you, you can't avoid the charge. Just move away from the front of them, because they'll do a little cleave afterwards with a big dot. No, that's about right. They don't necessarily have to. They are very common. It could just be a UI error. So, one more time, path on this first pull generally is going to be just up this left-hand side. It does change a little bit week to week if it's a bursting week. I don't recall if ticks burst or not. If they do, never pull the ticks. Otherwise, it's okay, just everybody use defensives, and generally we'd lust this first pull as well. Yes, so I know how hard I need to pull punches. What level is this?
It's a 3, I think.
3 or a 2? Yeah, 3.
Five, 4, 3.
So everybody hug left, we'll be pulling up towards center there.
The blood trolls are scattered, but we must find the source of the rot and destroy it. Guard yourselves. Who knows what lurks in these caves?
Shockwave.
And just a reminder, try to get the priest down and don't let them cast Gift of Cahoon or Dark Reconstruction.
Shockwave.
And remember, step away from the Blood Matron when she charges to you. That blade does do a lot of damage. So all of the trash at the start of the dungeon is going to be same thing. We just need to be focusing on the priests and don't stand in front of the Blood Matrons on the charge. The only different pack is going to be the one with the Befouled Spirit. It does need to be the priority. It does a lot of random damage to a single player. And then you just need to kick it on cooldown. There is also one priest. That harrowing deep is what we want to be kicking. Past that, not much can be done about the Dark Omen, we just gotta sit with it. This boss, don't be in the frontal, don't stand in Sanguine Feast, and just kick her as often as possible. She will be bringing an ad up that just replicates everything she does and does hit for the full amount, so just try to work on the ad as well. Just split kicks make boss die. This one's about as straightforward as can be.
You want less sun pull?
We'll save for the next boss because he's a little finicky.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt.
Okay, so Blood Mirror is coming up. That's going to be the ad. One thing of note, this boss does have half the health of all the other bosses.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Which way? Watch your step. Which way?
Okay, so up here, all of this trash is kind of nasty. There is this pack over there by Skull. Never pull that. It will probably kill your entire group. You don't really want to take more than one Blood Swarmer at a time, which is going to be those packs on the right-hand side. So try not to ever pull that pack. So all you're going to do is just kind of walk right around circle here and kind of stay on the right side. We do need to get all of the kicks that we can on the lashers, and we're just going to pull all of this off to the right.
Got
we
a pack that came in.
It's okay. Defensives. There is a frontal on the big tick here, so just be mindful of little green swirlies coming at them.
Shockwave.
And we got these guys somehow.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Interrupt.
There's that frontal. It does deal upfront damage and continues as the channel goes.
Shockwave.
Another frontal at ranged.
Run.
If you get the Blood Swarmer as well, don't stand out in ranged. Just move into melee for cleave. There's no avoiding the damage. It's just going to keep hitting you either way. More lashers, just kick the only thing that they cast, or somebody gets a 30-second mind control on them, or silence. Living Rot just drops puddles under them. All of the Blood Swarmers, yes, right, are going to be fixating one target, and more lacquers. Just kick about everything that you possibly can here.
Interrupt. Shockwave.
We can leave Skull alive for just a second. I just want to show the
Shockwave.
frontal because it does get people killed.
Shockwave.
There's that frontal. If you see that green, don't be in front of them. The range goes literally all the way over there. It is an 80-yard range, even though it's only telegraphed at 15. This is one of those
80-yard ring?
Interrupt.
80.
Holy.
So on packs that do have that guy, try to stay as close as you can, because as ranged, it is, since it is a cone, it is harder to get out of it the farther away you are. And as you start getting higher and higher in keys, honestly, past like a 6 or a 7, it'll probably kill you within the first 2 seconds. And that's with a fair amount of gear on you. So just stay close-ish on basically this entire room, even if a blood swarmer is tracking you, because you can, stun it and try to cleave it down. That way you're able to survive rather than just being stuck dying out in range.
Shockwave.
Yes.
Shockwave.
Okay, so this is where things get a little weird. Normally in this dungeon you lust that very first bullet at the start of the dungeon, so what we generally would do is we are going to start going up towards the third boss, but we will not yet kill the third boss. Just to work out a less time. With these grotesque horrors, kick absolutely everything that they cast, with a big priority on, I believe it's Dark Echo. Dark Echo is going to deal a massive amount of group damage. It can be stunned, and it can also, of course, be incapped, kicked, whatever else you do have. Just do not let that cast go through. As for all of these reanimated guardians, these death speakers here have a cast on them. It's called Wicked Frenzy. Make sure that it does get kicked. If it doesn't get kicked, it does deal a fair amount of group damage, as well as makes everything hit a little bit harder to your tank, which can be lethal.
Dispel.
Past that, these guys do just consistently pop up a shield. It can be both cleansed by a shaman, shadow priest, or any priest with mass dispel. You can consume magic it, and mages can spell steal it and gain the shield. These next two guys have two casts, Shadow Bolt Volley, and I forget the other one. It's Wicked Curse, I think. Wicked Curse is an absolute must, as well as Shadow Bolt Volley. They will also periodically be spawning a totem on the ground. Don't stand in the totem. Big damage and a stun. Past that, that's all they do. You just have to rotate kicks and make sure that none of them go through. If the curse cast is going through, you can kick it after the initial cast time, but you will be taking stacks of a curse that reduces healing done and damage done by 10% per stack. If you guys want to get the kicks on Skull, I can get the kicks on X.
It must not be allowed to reach the surface. Destroy it now.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Okay, we'll let this one go through. There's the totems. I'm just going to stand in it to show. 6 seconds done. Withering Curse is right here. 40% damage taken, I apologize, not healing done. So damage taken is increased and damage dealt. From right here, we're going to flip around and go back up to the second boss. After the third boss, I am going to get myself killed just to show something else that a lot of people don't know. So after the third, do not follow me.
Shockwave at your feet. Shockwave.
Okay, so this boss is going to be always casting a sequence of really only 3 things. He's going to be charging players. That will always be the first cast that he does. Generally speaking, your tanks are going to hold loosely around where Circle here is, and your group is going to stack up around Skull. You want your group to stack around Skull so that he's constantly charging into the ribcage here, not halfway across the room, so that you can easily collect the ticks and keep uptime on the boss. It's always going to be charge. Then he's going to use, I believe it's called Indigestion on the tank, which is a frontal, so never stand in front of the boss. And then he's going to charge again. Whenever ticks pop up, make sure that they go away immediately. They deal a very large amount of tank damage as they start to stack up, kind of like the Lashers in Elgathar Academy Season 1. After those first 3 casts, he will be casting Tantrum, which is his, we'll call it semi-enrage. He's just going to run all the way around the room, throwing ticks everywhere. Everybody just has to fan out and get all of them that we can. And then the tank will generally start either pulling back to here, or just stay in the middle from that point. Just never stand in front of charge. Stay near Skull to bait the charge towards the ribcage, and don't stand in front of boss for indigestion. And we'll go ahead and just last on pull here, because we should be okay on timings.
Charging.
Okay, there's charge. Just remember to not get hit by it like Sith, because it can kill you. Next cast is Indigestion on the tank.
Breath incoming.
Okay, charge in 4 seconds.
Charging. Move.
Okay. Yep, just jump on the ticks. Just can step on them all. Tantrum here in 7 seconds. As soon as he uses Tantrum, don't worry about hitting him anymore. Just run around and get
AoE
ticks.
incoming.
Use movement, CDs, whatever you have to. Just try to get all the ticks that we possibly can.
Can you repeat?
And that's the entirety of the fight.
Move.
Can you use the same? You can't use the same spot all the time, right? Not with that skull next to the ribcage.
You definitely can. So
Incoming.
it just kind of depends on if I can get there quick enough. His Tantrum is always kind of random as to where he runs.
Right.
So if he spawns back in here, I'll take him back to the ribcage. Otherwise, I'll just commit to the middle. On a Tyrannical week, normally you'll have 2 Tantrum cycles. Fortified week, you can generally get away with 1.
Okay. But if the party does like sort of try to stay on Star, then you could repeat that same place, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just to keep the fight as contained as you can, just because all of the movement is a big uptime loss.
Right. I'll be right back.
I am going to wait on Nos for this next fight, just because it's mostly a tank fight. Yes, so I'll explain the DPS part as we wait on Nos. There are a bunch of little mushrooms that spawn basically all around the room. There are 2 ways of dealing with it, and one of them is going to be the tank. So first off, I'll say never stand in front of the tank, but all the way around the room, kind of around where these markers would be if I could make a full circle, there's going to be a bunch of little mushrooms. Do not step in the mushrooms under any circumstances, unless you are the tank. Even then, don't do it unless you have to. If you step in them, it puts a very, very, very dangerous disease on you, which you don't want because it will probably kill you. It does stack up past the initial disease, so make sure you do not step on several of them. I don't recall the name of the ability, unfortunately, but DPS players and healers will be getting a little arrow above their head. Move loosely around the ring here. to make sure that you are breaking as many of the mushrooms as you can with the little swirly that it drops on you. Try to go for largest mushroom density areas. So if there's like 10 of them in one spot, go stand close to the mushrooms so that the swirly will break all of them. If any of the mushrooms are up when he casts his... I apologize, I don't recall the name of the ability at the moment. Just for the sake of argument. Festering Harvest. Once he hits 100 energy, he's going to take all of those mushrooms and deal the disease damage to everybody. So, make sure that there are no mushrooms up at the time that he is casting that. If you are the tank, it becomes your responsibility then to eat all of the remaining mushrooms, or as many as humanly possible. So, big defensive, and just try to survive it as long as you can. As for the tank, it's always going to be frontal, then the DPS and healers get their swirly, another frontal, and another swirly. So you have a total of 4 opportunities to break all of the mushrooms. This is the worst boss by far. I saw him lighting up, so I'm going to assume so. For right now, everybody follow me. Until we have Nos back. You normally would not do this. Hug right very hard. We're just gonna do extra trash down here while we wait on Nos. Same Defiler as before that third boss. More, as I call them, danger noodles. Both do require kicks, the Defiler being the more necessary of the two outside of Dark Echo.
Watch your step.
This next pack, same thing. Those guardians that just constantly shield themselves, make sure that we get a kick on the Death Speaker and the other danger noodle.
Dispel. Interrupt. Dispel.
Okay, Faceless Corruptors. They are going to be using an ability called Abyssal Slam. Your current location is going to have a tentacle pop up under it. That's this right here. Don't stand near the tentacles, because they do a little frontal. Maddening Gaze is another frontal, which puts that fear on you. Don't stand in front of Maddening Gaze. Sorry, I deliberately held saying that just so that we could see it actually happen. So don't stand in front of Maddening Gaze, facing range right now, and remember, move away from the tentacles.
Interrupt.
Okay, now we're going to go ahead and head back up towards that third boss. After this guy. Okay.
Watch your step. Shockwave.
Is Senor Nos back? If no, we're killing the boss anyway, and I'll talk him through it later. Taking that as a no. Okay. Oh, remember, swirlies to the outside of the room, around all of the mushrooms, highest density that you can. Don't step in mushrooms. Avoid the little balls that'll fly around the room periodically. And that is this fight for everybody non-tank. So tanks always want to position themselves on the outer ring of this of the room, just so that you can hit as many of these mushrooms as possible with each slam.
Run out.
Okay, that's going to be those swirlies. Move them to the little mushrooms on the edge of the ring.
Shockwave.
Okay. So we're going to want to drop one, we're going to say just right there at skull, and then the other one right there at yellow.
Watch your step.
That arrow over your head you want to take into the mushrooms.
Special coming.
So as you saw, we did have a couple of the mushrooms up. Everybody got a couple stacks of the disease on them. It does only last a couple of seconds, but it does deal a lot of damage.
Watch your step. Shockwave.
And avoid the balls. They do add more stacks of the dot. Bubble will also work. Netherwalk, I believe, also works. Or if you're a mage, you can run through a couple of them very quickly and immediately press Ice Block.
We will not be able to contain it.
We're going to have one more of the Danger Noodles, and then last pull will be two of those Corruptors that have the Fear and Abyssal Slam casts.
Interrupt.
Okay, everybody hug the right wall here. Kind of jump through on Skull. If you look off to the left-hand side, there's another one of those, another one of the worms right there. We just don't want to pull that guy. This one, just don't stand in the frontal. Get the kicks on the grotesque corridor.
Shockwave.
The worm. Maddening Gaze, move out from the front.
Interrupt. Watch your step. Shockwave.
Okay, Maddening Gaze. Very nice.
Watch your step.
One thing of note, right here is the door to the last boss. It will not open unless you have 100%. So make sure you're going down here with 100% crack count. Otherwise, you're running back up and taking single pull mobs until you do. This boss, really easy to deal with. You just sit on the boss, and that's basically all we're going to do. There's going to be a big light ring around you. Keep that in the group. Generally speaking, you're going to want to stack close to your tank. The way we're going to kind of handle it is if the boss is facing us, we stand in front of the boss. He's going to do a big frontal. We're going to then step behind the boss, pull him back a couple feet, and then just turn around with him again. Always have the frontal facing behind where we are going. So we're going to say, if I am holding him there at Skull, everybody is standing at Moon. After the first frontal, he's going to then be pulled to, we're going to say, Circle, and everybody is standing at Skull. And then the next frontal, we're all standing at Circle, he's over at X. So we're just constantly going back and forth and baiting that frontal behind us. Just do not get hit by the frontal. Past that, that's this entire fight. So we'll go ahead and lust and just make them go bye-bye. Okay, move away. Okay, now we're just going to pull forward a bit. And everybody stand right with me. Stack up in the light. Removes all of the dots that we have. And move behind boss. This fight is genuinely just rinse and repeat. These blood visages are what deal the damage to the boss. We can hit them, but the Titan guy does do it for us, so there's not much sense in it. Just keep hitting the boss. The more damage he takes, the more of them spawn. Okay, everybody by me. In front of the boss. Out of the frontal. Okay, everybody in circle. Okay. And back in front of the boss.
Watch where.
Out of the frontal.
Nice.
And that is Underrot.
Virulent source.
I came back to that is Underrot. I missed fucking everything.
Yeah, you missed the fight that I like stalled for 7 minutes because you have to see. If everybody wants to watch me for a second, I don't know if I can port back up, can I?
Look, whenever my parents call because the TV is not working, I gotta go. It's my duty.
Right. If everybody wants to watch the stream for just a second, if you wipe in this dungeon, you always spawn at the very start of the dungeon. Why I'm saying everybody watch is there is a skip spot right after this first boss. So if you're at the second boss, second or third really, doesn't help you much.